ambitions of man, to his efforts, to his desires. I am the archive of his memory. I am the manifestation of his lives. I am the hill where the earth is accumulated in many layers. I am the tell. Stone by stone, stratum by stratum, time has deposited in me the testimony of history, so many years silenced. Gravel, sand, stone, and ash, among which I keep an incalculable treasure, the oldest dream, a sediment of the past. A unique opportunity to understand events and to mark out the precise transformation over thousands of years of this privileged land. Early Dilmun, Middle Dilmun, Late Dilmun, Tylos, Islam. Each step of Bahrain, each milestone, each era, everything is engraved in me, recorded and conserved. Dilmun, paradise on earth, where Enki, the Lord of the Abysses, made life emerge.
May the sun make the water spurt from the heart of the earth. May the springs sprout in this blessed place. May Dilmun drink the water of abundance. May her bitter water wells become wells of fresh water. May her fields be plowed and her farms produce crops and grain. May her city become the house of the banks and trees of the land.
Pure is Sumer. Pure is the land of Dilmun. The land of Dilmun is luminous. Radiant is the land of Dilmun. In Dilmun the raven does not squawk. The lion does not kill. The wolf does not snatch the lamb. No dog knew how to guard goats. The land of Dilmun is a clean place. Pure is the land of Dilmun.
A survivor of the Great Flood, dwelt in this blessed land.
Gilgamesh, because your journey has been hard and your perseverance great, I will reveal the enigma of the gods you come looking for. A plant grows on the seabed with large thorns that can easily slit. If you succeed and manage to bring it, you will have in your hands what man has always craved: the secret of eternal youth.
Dilmun was so much more than a place in a mythological story. In the mid-19th century, they found your name inscribed in the palace of King Sargon II. Dilmun. Dilmun existed. It is a real place, but man still knew not where it was. Another 100 100 years had to pass before another archaeological expedition discovered my stones. The solution to an enigma that touched the world. The capital of Dilmun is no longer a secret. It was right here in Galhadan, Bahrain. The search continues, combing each layer step by step. And so we reach the 21st century. UNESCO recognizes this ancient harbor and capital of Dilmun as a World Heritage Site.
The ships from Dilmun brought timber from distant lands.
Barely 4,500 years ago, Urnanshi's wake told us about the ships of Dilmun. A channel between the reefs gave ships passage, and with it, one of the greatest harbors of ancient times. Surrounding the city, a great stone wall with a gate opening northward, straight to the sea. Ships arrived from Mesopotamia, vessels from Persia, Eastern Arabia, boats from Oman, from the Indus Valley. They brought and unloaded all around the Gulf, copper ingots as the main commodity, but also ivory, carnelian, gold, tin and silver, oils, grains, and spices. The goods were shipped well sealed, identifying their ownership, origin, and guarantee. Personal seals that speak to us of much more than merchandise. They showed us the landscape, the routine of everyday life, the beliefs of man, his fears, rituals, and obstinacies. Also served as an extraordinary place to produce date honey, a delicacy which is highly valued in all harbors in the area. These same walls also made up the hub of the country's administration. Letters, supplies, receipts, merchandise. The scribes were keeping a record of business relations, leaving a historical legacy on simple clay tablets.
In the second month of the fourth year of the reign of Agum, king of Babylon, the arrival in port of a vessel carrying lapis lazuli from the Indus Valley is hereby recorded. The stipulated taxes as due to this royal administration shall be paid for this commodity.
But it's not a fair rate, sir. It's almost the value of all my merchandise.
You will not be able to set sail until you pay the tax.
I must continue my route to the north. I must deliver my cargo in time.
Then pay the tax and stop wasting my time.
Raised the palace, bringing 500 years years of silence on these stones. Protector of the abode of the great Sargon II, king of Assyria, tell me, what secret do you keep from my lord, Uperi?
Uperi, king of Dilmun, whose abode is situated like a fish in the midst of the sea, where the sun rises.
Indeed, Lamassu. Your testimony revealed to the world the description of this island, capital of the country of Dilmun, and the first name of a regent, Uperi. Between the walls of your palace, this sanctuary was erected, a sacred place where men spoke candidly with their gods, revealing their sorrows and afflictions, and lavishing offerings upon them. Under the floor of this temple, a ritual that celebrated the renewal of existence. A sacrifice that consecrated fertility and abundance, nature and life, in the dream of the serpent. Continued to blow among my ashlars. The expedition of Alexander the Great reached the island, baptizing it for them with a Hellenic name, Tylos. The city no longer had the importance of yesteryear, but was still the main harbor in the area. Large ships docked daily on its shores. Sailors and merchants from all over the world walked through its streets, from the eastern Mediterranean, Syria, Mesopotamia, Arabia, Persia. Each one with their customs, each one with their beliefs, their businesses, and their languages. Tylos experiences exceptional prosperity.
The old trireme is in need of repair. We must find an experienced carpenter.
So we Parthians don't understand horses? Why? We're the best horsemen in the world.
No. Can anyone speak this man's language? How can I make you see that these fabrics are not made of wool, but of linen? And that you cannot pay me in directs, as I only take tetradrachmas?
Excuse me, Mum. How can I get to the cemetery?
Which of them?
The stars continue their unstoppable course. Time adds new layers. Other days, other lives. The country was among the first to embrace the faith of the prophet, peace be upon him. Back then, the place was a quiet fishing village, with freshwater wells surrounded by palm, pomegranate, and fig trees. And in this peaceful state, it remained for years. Dynasties succeeded one another, but time changes everything. Empires, their kings, and trade returned to the island with the strength of an ancient tradition. The fortress of ancient Tylos was reborn and was converted into an imposing warehouse. Ships were forced to stop here and then pressed into paying lavish taxes. The production of date honey was a thriving industry. The fortress housed up to 9 madrasas, which produced no less than 15,000 kilograms per year of sweet, mellow delicacy. Pearls, too, were still an extraordinary source of income for the island. A appreciated, sought after, and coveted, pearls went from the seabed to the holds of the ships, and from there to the whole world.
The story of the time tells of an old Bahraini man who lived in Canton. At his death, he left some heavy barrels at the foot of his bed, tied and sealed. When finally opened, they discovered, amazed, that between fabrics were kept mountains of pearls that the old man had brought from his distant land.
Fortress is built 3 times larger than the previous one. News of the riches of the kingdom had spread throughout the world, awakening the greed of men. The princes of Hormuz had a hold on the area, as have the Portuguese, dazzled by the lucrative pearl and horse trade, and a little later on, the Ottomans. I remember those years as an ongoing game of pacts and coalitions, of confrontations and sieges, a myriad of alliances under cannon fire. Badr al-Din, nephew of the Vizier of Hormuz, was the new governor. He did not seem very inclined to pay taxes to his overlord. The nephew preferred independence, and in anticipation, he reinforced the fortress. The Portuguese started the siege. Galleons, brigantines, boats, fustas, more than 80 fast ships, 500 men, and a contingent of archers. But the fortress was well equipped. 800 men and a detachment of 600 Persian auxiliaries. They had artillery, weapons, ammunition, supplies. Victory was never going to be easy. The siege went on. Finally, a virulent epidemic ravaged the Portuguese, who had to beat a retreat. From the fortress, as soon as the governor heard the news, he sent them help. Raisins, wheat, chickens, partridges, and medicines. He also granted aid to the Persian auxiliaries, who helped transfer the sick and dead. The Portuguese defeat was unequivocal, as was their humiliation. A new threat loomed over the island. The Ottomans. Without even consulting with Istanbul, they decided to undertake a new siege. The game of alliances continued its course. 22 warships were sent from Hormuz to fight the Ottomans from the sea. The Portuguese also went to the aid of the fortress, blocking the island and defending it on land. The death of the Ottoman governor tilted the battle. Peace returned to the island. As soon as the Turks withdrew, the great architect Onofre de Carvalho applied the latest techniques in military engineering. The corner bastions make the fortress even more secure. Qal'at al-Bahrain was now stronger than ever. stronger than ever. Never was your voice louder. And yet you had fallen silent. The coral reef closed its doors. The channel vanished. Ships no longer sought the shelter of your harbor. Your profile became hazy among the stones. For more than 2 centuries, the wind has erased your tracks and silenced your story in the sand. What time hid, time reveals. Modern Bahrain's leaders and archaeologists looked into history and started digging. Barely a fraction of my relics came to light. Hardly a fraction of my history was excavated. Infinite secrets await us. A bright future lies ahead, hand in hand with the future of this blessed land. The great Sheikh Ahmed Al-Khalifa Al-Fateh has established his wise rule over Bahrain in 1783, bringing stability and prosperity to the kingdom. Nowadays, under His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al-Khalifa, Bahrain continues to grow and prosper, with its unique cultural heritage as a source of pride.